I'd like to share an experience with you that happened to myself and my family in the year 1989 in South Wales, the UK. And prior to this experience, I would consider that our family were very normal in as much as we liked to drink and smoke and eat meat and go to the clubs and pubs, etc. But after this experience, for some reason, we totally changed as people. We became vegetarian and we stopped smoking and drinking, and our friends changed and our social life changed, etc. Anyway, what happened was, it was September 1989, and myself and my family, in 2 separate cars, went to a barbecue that was being held in a pub in Abergavenny. And we left early, and it was around about 7 o'clock in the evening that we were coming back from the pub. And as we travelled down this road, there were pine trees either side, as I remember. And I fell asleep in the back of the car, and I was woke up very suddenly by my husband putting his foot on the brake very quickly, and I was thrown into the back seats of the car, and he was pointing through his window at a spherical object that was just above the pine trees. We all quickly got out of the car and watched this object. It was silver in colour, but seemed to be reflecting all kinds of colours from around it, and gold and blues and the green of the trees, and it wasn't swaying from side to side. It was very, very still, and we watched it for about 10 minutes, and suddenly it shrank very quickly and shot off to the right at a high speed. When we got home, thank goodness the other members of my family that were in the car in front had also seen this object, and we spent the rest of the evening all discussing things we'd never discussed before, like all aspects of religion and life in the universe, and whether UFOs were here, whether aliens were amongst us, all kinds of subjects and topics that we'd never discussed before. We were all very excited by what we'd seen, and I'm so glad that all the other members of my family had seen this object as well. Months after this, we reported the sighting to a UFO organisation called Bufora, and we found out from a UFO investigator in Germany that 2 other people, and one of them was in the military, had been in their back gardens that evening, and they'd both seen the object and both reported it to Bufora. So yet again, confirmation. But I think the strange thing is for the following 6 months after seeing this object, I became very obsessed with UFOs, and my favourite film was Close Encounters, and I could relate to the main characters with their obsession. Suddenly nothing in life interested me anymore other than finding out what I'd seen, and it opened my mind to all aspects of the universe, and as I say, I looked into religions, whereas beforehand I didn't care about anything. It opened my mind to the environment, whereas beforehand, yet again, I didn't care about the environment, or didn't really think about it, to be honest. So I was also very depressed within this 6 months, because my friends ridiculed me, and my social life changed, and my daughter got ridiculed in school, and I told my neighbours when I'd first seen this object, and the local papers got to hear of it and ridiculed our family, and it was a very depressing time, and we spent lots of our time going to mountains in the evenings hoping we'd see something else. We didn't see anything else, and then but one day I saw a crop circle on the local news, and it was in Wiltshire. So we went to see the crop circles and fell in love with the land, and now we live in Wiltshire. But in the process I met some wonderful people, and I held conferences. They were always fully attended. 500 people a time would attend, and people like Professor John E. Mack, who was a Pulitzer Prize winner from America, from Harvard University, came to speak for us on alien abductions. And I've discovered that many more people around the world had also seen strange objects, and had also had ridicule from people And but as I say, I've met some wonderful people, and I wouldn't change a thing. And if it wasn't for that UFO sighting, I don't think I would know half the things I know now. I realised that before that I just think of so many things now that I didn't then. And it was all because that object opened my mind, you know. And I can't wait for the day that I see another one.